ladies and gentlemen, theys, thems, everyone in between. Welcome to the Extra Yard. I am Kai'Chien Chisholm. Below me and Alfredo Arteaga is Christopher Grier, also known as Juan Cardona, also known as the most hated Dolphins Twitter account in existence. And then, of course, to my right and above is Alfredo Arteaga from 3 Yards Per Carry. Before we get into anything, we do have a little bit of a quick announcement, something that um, is now allowed to be publicly known. Unfortunately, and I did double check to make sure this was okay with the person. Unfortunately, the extra yard will be down to myself, Juan, and Royal for the foreseeable future because of some circumstances that are just not in our control. Unfortunately, Michael Christian had to end up taking a step back, but he is doing amazing things. So that is all great and good for Michael, and
Love you, Mike.
he's still a great friend. There's nothing horrible happened, but really quickly before we get into our sponsor, before we get into anything else, just how are we feeling? I'll ask you first, as someone who is having their prized possession essentially leaked Twitter because people want to try to get clout and views. How have you felt the past few days? How are you feeling today?
You're asking me?
I mean, you guys have built something very special on OnlyFans, and people have been trying to ruin that over the past few days. Now there's got to be some nice fruition in terms of what's happened with the Dolphins.
Well, it really was just one guy that was like, he launched his own little jihad against OnlyFans. Yeah, and I got 4. Well, I don't know how many accounts. He promised me he had 20, and that he was going to keep coming back until he brought down OnlyFans. Right? So I got 4 of his accounts like deleted off of Twitter. So that's part of the benefit of like when somebody tries to dox you and like threatens your life on Twitter, you get to talk to people actually at Twitter, and they handle things for you. But this guy's such a genius that he was threatening to keep signing up over and over and over again on OnlyFans. Does he know that every time you sign up you get charged $3? If he does that, I'm very, very, very grateful. If he wants to sign up 1,000 times over, that'd be just fine. But yeah, we've had a pretty good run at OnlyFans. You guys are there. You guys, we did not have the big signing, the big move of today. We didn't have that. We didn't have that trade, but we have pretty much everything else.
Yeah.
Okay.
But to be fair, no one had that trade. That trade was hey, Tyreek Hill's available. 5 minutes later, it's the Jets and the Dolphins. 2 hours later, he's a Dolphin. And
pretty sure that Kai's going to ask me this question, but this was such a well-kept secret. We all have sources on. I was going to say we all have sources on the extra yard. You guys have sauces. We have sources. Although Juan did have something. Okay, he had something pretty good today. He could have gone out there and broken and gone for all the clout. Okay, and started his own OnlyFans had he tried to break this, because he had a little piece of news that I share with my guys, and my guys just send me a text back privately like, really? And I was like, yeah. And I guess we'll get into that. I'll leave the floor back to you guys to do the introductions, but we got a lot to talk about, I guess.
Big time.
Juan, how are you feeling before we get into all this?
Bro, I'm feeling not even cautiously optimistic. I'm feeling like full throttle, like, what the fuck? Like, who is this team? Like what happened? Like, how did it happen? It's like 48 hours of just like, radio silence from like, Armstead and his camp, and then popping up in Texas, and Grier popping up in Texas. And then later that night, just closing the deal, like under market, like, getting a legitimate like steal, like at that point.
By the way, you guys want a little nugget? This is not like breaking news, but this is just putting 2 and 2 together, and with some video at NFL Network. Chris Grier made this trade from the field at Ohio State at Pro Day.
The guy's an animal. The guy's a beast.
Respect Chris Grier. That's all. I have very, obviously been on the Chris Grier train. I've been called an idiot by Michael Christian, by Juan Cardona, Roy A. Shepard, Kendall Threat. everybody under the sun because of how I was just saying to trust Chris Grier, and I kept getting told we have had no reason to. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here is your reason why. So everything is great, but before we get into everything else, before we really dive into everything that's happened and then getting into the trade, Juan, would you like to tell everybody about our sponsor, Prize Picks?
Yeah, bro. I feel like with Price Picks, the best thing about it is that it's literally year round. Like they do every single type of sport. We've talked about it where they do like actual like soccer or football for us, Kai. They're gonna start up the NFL. I'm sure they're gonna start up MLB. Basketball's going. So I mean, you have literally like you know amazing array of options to how you want to bet. They have, I think, head to head. I think they have like literally like prize pools too. So you have literally all the options. And it's just as easy as just picking over or under. Like, who do you think are they going to go over points or rebounds or goals or assists or whatever it may be? And just multifaceted. And once again, just code 5, like just FIVE, and that's it.
One thing I've noticed, especially looking through this is like a hit here. I mean,
Easy. Some of them are
maybe
like easy
even
money. You just got to like go through it and look for it.
maybe even like this messy one here for all the Messi's been kind of shit this year for your team,
We don't talk about that
PSG.
team.
But I mean, against Venezuela, they've been horrible in the World Cup. Italy against North Macedonia. I mean, Ciro Immobile to score. That's a pretty good bet. Really, I mean, Juan.
And they got cool swag. You see all the swag? Look at that.
They do.
See the hat?
Got a hat, helmet. Right, I got a helmet too. This used to be the sad helmet. I think now I can let
we're
this
graduating
be a happy
from that.
helmet.
We're gonna have to get you a real one this year, and it's gonna be the.
Hopefully, bro. This is like a tiny.
We're gonna call it like the McDaniel something. We're gonna figure something out. We're gonna figure it out.
By the way, not for nothing, but the Dolphins website, they're not a sponsor, but we could direct some people there if they want to. Dolphins website at their pro shop, they're selling hats with cheetah prints and the Dolphin logo on it.
Get out.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I think that's Kai leaving to go get that. And that I mean that sounds fire. I mean, I don't know. I'm just reading what he said. All right, so we're having a little bit of an allergy attack. But I mean, I don't think Kai wanted to jump right into it, but I mean, I feel like we could kind of dabble into it, right? Because I mean, Armstead was kind of like, we kind of knew that it was gonna happen, and then radio silence, and then Grier and everybody showing up at Texas. Like when do you think it was like officially done?
Well, it was done. It was announced yesterday, right? Like around mid-afternoon. It was done like the day before on 6 p.m. Like they had agreed. Like, okay, yeah, I'm a Dolphin. We just got to work out the details. They worked them out the next day in the morning. It's really interesting how they did those cap hits, and I guess we'll get into that when we talk about Tyreek Hill. But
I saw that one.
That contract for Terron Armstead sure seemed like, hey, buddy, we're going to need you to take one for the team because something else is coming. It seemed that way, So I guess, they'll say more, as time goes by, but it really does make a lot of sense, right?
It's a hell of a situation. I mean, obviously, there was some stuff that happened on OnlyFins. Shout out OnlyFins, $3 a month. You can get some great information off of that. I think that was like the biggest domino. A lot of people were waiting for that to fall. A lot of people were very anxious. Of course, everyone was. I would say not being on the patience train. You had a bunch of people very annoyed with what was happening. A lot of people saying, "quote Chris Grier, please wake up." With every free agent under the sun going any other place, do you think, Juan, that a lot of the issues that came with all of this is that we were waiting for this big domino to fall, whether it was to us, the Saints, the Bears, or whoever was going to get Terron Armstead, and from there they'd be able to make the moves that they wanted to?
No, I think it was definitely like, lack of patience from everybody, right? I think I mean, I don't know, like the whole time, even before Armstead, I was kind of like pretty solid with the offseason. I didn't really have any issues for it. I liked all the moves. If anything, I feel like it was a lot of plug-in players that just made sense, both age-wise, both where they're at in their career, and potentially where they could be in the next couple of years. Maybe like an Ogba, like an Eric Rowe, and I think they all made perfect sense to me. They were obviously waiting for Armstead more or less to decide what he was going to do with the whole DW situation, and what came out of that. I think after a certain point, it was really just he didn't want to go back to the Saints, and it was basically kind of like the Dolphins or die, which I think might have kind of contributed into why we got him at the price that we did, because it was essentially like 15-16 mil a year, which for a left tackle premium position, top player, top 3-5 player, that's not that much money. And I think people just didn't really see the full picture of it. I think they were just like, why do we need 2 running backs that were injured? Why did we need a 4th or 5th wide receiver from the Cowboys? But it's like, there's a vision, there's a path, and Chris Grier knocked it out the park, bro. A++. Yesterday was an A+. Right now, because of the obviously the other trade, it's just A++, bro. Like,
I mean, who would have thought that we have Terron Armstead and Tyreek Hill on the Miami Dolphins? I think that's like a
inside of 24 hours,
literally.
Yeah.
And there's a few things that he did this offseason which I find not only interesting but really, really smart. And I was talking about that. We dropped 3 yards per carry about an hour ago, I think. Yeah, about an hour ago, and we talked about it. And I thought to myself, look at the guys that they signed on offense this year. A bunch of grown-ups. They signed 3 captains. Terron Armstead was a captain on the Saints. Alec Ingold was a captain on the Raiders. And Keion Crossen was a captain on the Texans. They signed 3 captains. They're signing grown-ups. If you listen to these guys talk, like Raheem Mostert, these are seasoned vets, okay? Like, maybe there's another move coming on the defensive side of the ball. You want another adult, but it's the quality of people that they brought in, right? Like, the quality of people are top-notch. On Terron Armstead, and I reported this on OnlyFans, and I've said it on the podcast, he had told the Saints early on, even before the Deshaun Watson thing was settled, that he was probably not returning, And it was 2 teams really all in on Terron Armstead. It was Chicago and Miami. And evidently, he never took a visit to Chicago, but they did make him an offer. And he just took Miami's offer. It was interesting about Tyreek Hill actually ghosted the Jets this morning, which was just delightful. It was a cherry on the top of this entire free agency period.
It was.
I don't know if the reports later were that they only offered 2 seconds, which that to me just kind of feels like that's what they're trying to throw out there. I don't think there's no way they didn't offer at least 1.
Well, there's a good tweet. Look at the tweet that Chris Kaufman had about the value of the 2 trades. What the Jets offered is, they only offered 2 twos. But remember, Miami offered 29 and 30. The Jets offered 32,
and like,
or was it 35, 39,
yeah,
and 69. Think about that. So they were like basically equal trades. So, and you remember what the report was. Kansas City decided, okay, I like either one of these trades. Either one of these trades goes down. Now it's up to you, Tyreek Hill, to negotiate your extension. And he picked Miami. Which is, come on. He said there was a report that said that he was torn. And an hour later, he agreed.
Not when you paying an extra 10% on taxes, bro. On 8 of those games.
Not when we got Drew Rosenhaus in our bag.
Yeah, and not only that, he's negotiating the deal from his house in Miami with Drew Rosenhaus, who's a Dolphin.
And taking a selfie afterwards. Like, it was like, that was the whole plan.
Was that selfie with the FaceTime? Was that Blake Ferguson or was that somebody else?
I have no idea. That's actually a very good question. We could try to. I'd have to find it. It's on Drew Rosenhaus's Twitter, but that's a great question.
That's funny.
I mean, I think it's insane to think about how something could change so quickly. Like, now you have one of the deadliest wide receiver cores in the NFL by far. It's very insane to see that.
And Tyreek is very, knock on wood, like he's one of the players that plays 15, 16 games every single year. Like,
yeah, he's missed 6 games in 6 years.
The thought of them all together on the same team, it's just like him, Jalen, Mike, Obviously, can't forget about Cedric Wilson. Obviously, can't forget about Lynn Bowden. I know, Juan, you love him, and Preston and DVP. This is posted 12:45 p.m. I mean, it was pretty much set in stone. Like
Yeah, but I'm saying, is that Blake Ferguson right there, or is that Gesicki,
uh,
or is
that's
that
not
somebody?
Gesicki or Blake Ferguson. I have no idea who that is though.
That's Drew Rosenhaus's brother.
Ah,
There you go.
got you. Family Rosenhaus got it done. Made him the highest paid NFL wide receiver.
How do we feel about that? I mean, I know very personally. I said on in our chat to Mr. Louis D. Sugg, I was like, 30 million for a wide receiver seemed kind of crazy. And I mean,
now when you look at the deal,
I'm telling y'all.
Now when you look at the deal, I've made this tweet like 2 or 3 times. You know, the student and the master, Andy Ellisberg and Brandon Shore. Brandon Shore knows what the hell he's doing. The deal as it's set up, it's 72.2 million guaranteed. Imagine that's the deal for the next 3 years. That's what Tyreek is taking from the Dolphins. Okay, so we're talking about an average of what, 25 million a year?
I think it's like 23 and a half, I think. No?
Okay, that's his that's what he's taking from the Dolphins, because if you look at the way it's set up, you see that $50 million cap charge in 2026?
Never going to see it.
That's absolute BS, right? So if you look at that deal, what's going to happen is that Tyreek Hill at the end of 2023 is going to say, I need my extension. And the Dolphins are going to say, okay, here's another extension. And they're going to put like a $75 million cap charge like in 2030.
Yeah.
And somebody game planned it out. If he plays the next 4 years and they get rid of him right before 2026, the dead cap number in 2026 will be $5 million. Think about that
right here. 5.1.
Think about that. Brandon Shore is really, really good at his job. This is
Shout
actually
out to Spotrac, by the way.
This is a team-friendly deal for top 3 wide receiver. And, you know, not to mention, you know, we get into this, but we talked about this on the podcast. He's like a top 5 game changer. And if you talk to a lot of people, and I know they're going to change their mind now because he's a Dolphin, but if you talk if you watch Pro Football Focus and you watch NFL Network, you know, when he was rumored to be, you know, when they were trying to re-sign him in Kansas City, they were talking to him as one of the best players in the league that's not a quarterback.
Top 3 non-quarterback.
Top 3 non-quarterback.
I'm not even like arguing about it. It's like,
yeah,
he changes the whole field. Like the entire defense that week is going to sleep thinking, I have to cover Tyreek Hill. And then they close their eyes and wake back up and they're like, shit, there's Jalen Waddle too. It's like I don't think people really understand like the full aspect of what this is gonna do, not just for like Tua, but McDaniel, the run game, the defense. Like this is such a trickle down effect because now you're able to run the ball because they have to go 2 deep safeties. Like now you're able to keep the defense off the field. Now all of a sudden the defense, when they're on the field, they're completely full of energy and not gassed at all. Like this is like night and day difference with just one player.
Yeah, and not only that, and I heard this said earlier too, and it makes just so much sense. On NFL Network, they were talking about, okay, how do you defend this team? And then one smart ass was saying, oh, I just stay in cover 2 all day. And I'm like, okay, so you're going to stay in cover 2 all day and let us run for 250 yards? We'll take that too. You know what I mean?
It's pick your poison.
You got to understand, because everybody's like, oh, but, you know, and I had one guy get in my mentions and tell me, yeah, but, you know, it's 1,300 yards and like 9 touchdowns, and he only had 1,400 yards and 15 touchdowns the year before.
Who?
And Tyreek Hill. And I was like, you understand that Tyreek Hill's 1,100 yards and 9 touchdowns are not like a normal 1,100 yards and 9 touchdowns? If Tyreek Hill has 1,000 yards next year and 8 touchdowns, that means that he opened up almost 2,000 yards.
I was going to say Jalen Waddle easily has 1,500 yards.
Yes.
Like I'm not even like doubting that. Like that is easy. Like somebody will have 1,500 yards receiving, whether it's Gesicki or Waddle or anybody. He just changes the entire like aspect of the offense. And like I was looking at his numbers, and you know, not for nothing, but like the last 2 an even numbered years, he's gone for double-digit touchdowns. So 2022, I don't know. This might be the first time I might actually consider breaking my rule and drafting a Miami Dolphin in fantasy football in the first round. So
who are you gonna pick?
Yeah, Absolutely. Yeah, as far as
Who?
fantasy football, man, you got to find
Yeah.
one, right? Like
Tyreek, bro. What
there's
you
one in
mean?
there.
I'm just saying, maybe you pick 1B instead of 1A, and 1B goes off.
No, I would definitely go like pick 12, pick 13. Go snake back to back. Take advantage.
I would say one is in the first round and one is the third round because all the the vultures are going to be taking Waddle in the third.
Waddle's gonna be gone in second round, back end, like easy. I don't think he touches the third round.
Yeah, somebody's going to be thinking, oh, you know what? He's going to be the one who's going to benefit. And then Gesicki, I think, is going to be like the third tight end taken. It'll go Kelsey, Kittle, and then Gesicki.
So here's the big question. We talk about the run game and how, you guys mentioned, okay, you want to sit in cover 2, we're just gonna run the football. I mean, you do have a back that you signed in Raheem Mostert, obviously extremely fast, but does have some injury problems. Is there a concern from either of you that you need to go out there and get another back? Like, you can't just rely on Chase Edmonds and Raheem Mostert, and you have to try to find someone that has a clean bill of health.
Well, they still have the draft. I think that's where you go next, right?
Who are you drafting then? I mean, side note, I'm a big proponent that you spend the third round pick on the best punter in the draft and Matt.
Listen.
Why would you go? Kai? Why would you go sign a punter when you're not going to punt this year?
Exactly.
I mean, because if you do, the dude's going to punt it 80 yards down the fucking field.
Yeah, but he's going to have like one punt a game.
That one punt's going to go 80 yards.
No, dog. No. I've been knocking on wood. Pierre Strong for me is like the perfect back for this offense.
He's a nice player. I like Rashad White too. It's a loaded draft. What do they have? 102, right? 102 is what they have.
102 is the pick we have.
Yep. They could sit there at 102 and wait for their guy, and whoever's on the board just take him.
Yep.
So you're kind of just saying any running back,
literally the Cook brother too, like, and to be honest, like, for me, like the running back position is like I don't want to like just say it's like not important, but like the way these guys treat the running back position, it's like, it's just like it's nothing to them, dog. It's like can this guy hit this landmark? Can this guy make one cut? Can this guy go? If the answer is yes for all three, he's gonna get 100-something yards. It's that simple. Like for them, like the run game is like meticulous. It's like you put your hat here, you block this guy. You put your hat here, you block this guy. You read this guy, and that's it. Like it's really basic, simple stuff. Like it looks more complicated than it is because obviously you see a lot of moving parts. But it just takes 2-3 guys, maybe 4 guys throughout the year to get a certain run game. Because I remember all the years with Jeff Wilson, out of nowhere would have a 2-touchdown game and 100-something yards, and Breida out of nowhere, and Mostert out of nowhere. Like it's just gonna be like literally running back by committee, and we're just gonna have to truck it through. Because I don't even necessarily look at anything right now as even a position of need. Like for pick 102, like I'm sitting there pretty thinking, okay, like if a wide receiver I like drops, maybe I go ahead and splurge. If a running back likes that's there, I go ahead and get the running back. Maybe there's a right tackle, maybe there's a center, but like you're literally playing with house money, in my opinion.
Yeah, I completely agree. As far as running backs, they really only care about one thing: do they have speed, and have they played in that wide zone system before? Because it's different. Like when you play in a man blocking scheme, like you're running basically right into a hole that you're told to run into. In a wide zone scheme, you're running to a landmark and then you're making decisions based on leverage, right? So you need a guy who is fluid in making cuts, a good one cut downhill running back, and you need speed because you got to get out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you do that, yeah, there's 3 guys that really pop right away. And it's Pierre Strong, like Juan said. It's Rashad White of Arizona State. And I really like Rashad White a lot. And James Cook of Georgia. Those are the 3 guys that pop. And can those guys be there at 102? I'm pretty sure all 3 will be there at 102. If that's the way they go. Who knows? Maybe they say, you know what? 102 is more important for a linebacker or a tackle or something else. But if they need a running back, man, they got the right pick. I think 102 is perfect. to get their RB3.
With all this, the Dolphins per over the cap now have $6.6 million in cap space. They can free up another close to about $18 by cutting Eric Rowe, Jesse Davis, Alan Hearns, Clayton Fedulum, Ethan Carter, and Greg Lill. Do we see any of those cuts happening? Did we see them soon in the upcoming days? If they are planning on going after maybe a top tier center like JC or maybe just making another as it is to be.
Well, I'll let Juan go second, but I'll say this: I don't think that cutting Eric Rowe is in the cards now.
Yep.
Unless they're gonna make another splash move with Tyrann Mathieu,
yep,
you know what I
the
mean?
Honey Badger.
Like if you're gonna go get, but does that really make a lot of sense? You got Eric Rowe a lot cheaper, and he kind of fits the system. You know what I mean?
I think Tyrann Mathieu and Tyreek Hill have beef too. So I'm not sure how that would work either.
Is that what it seems like after what Honey Badger tweeted?
I don't know. I don't know what that's about. But hey, he is leaving Kansas City. Maybe his beef is with Mahomes. I don't know.
I don't know.
I always found it odd that Patrick Mahomes, and I don't mind, hey, get all the money you can, but like you want to win, right? It's coming to pass. What everybody said is coming to pass. Patrick Mahomes took every dime off the table.
And the way it kind of played out, I think it's like the Davante Adams trade happened, and then Kansas City looked around and they were like, "Yo, we don't got that. Like we don't got that, bro. Like, all right, I guess time to pivot. Like I think it was literally that.
Think about it. Like
for a couple of days.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody was celebrating that big giant contract. Patrick Mahomes took every single dime on the table, and they're paying for it now. Bye-bye, Honey Badger. Bye-bye, Tyreek Hill. I will say this about the Tyreek Hill thing. They did such a good job to keep this quiet, because I spoke to somebody that told me, this has been working. I asked around, and they were working this for a few days. And I'm like, how is that possible? Supposedly and this is key, when that Davante Adams deal happened, supposedly the Dolphins called into Kansas City and said, hey, if this shit goes tits up on you guys, I'm pretty sure they didn't say that, to them, but if this thing does go tits up on you, I want to be first in line, all right? Don't lose my number. Like, you call me right away. And then Kansas City, evidently, they sat down with Tyreek, and Tyreek said 30. And they said, whoa, we don't have that. We can't do that. And boom, it happened.
Yeah, because to me, like the whole thing with Tyreek kind of just was really just left field, right? Like, I mean, no one really saw it happening, and it was just like a 2-hour interval where it was just like back to back to back to back to back. Now what I saw, like what Kai was showing us, is like the cap hit for Tyreek is $6 million, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was looking, and Devontae Parker's number that we would free up, whether it's a post June 1st trade or release, it's exactly $6 million. Mm-hmm. Do you think that coincides just out of coincidence, or do you think that's for a reason?
I think that there's probably another move that's coming, and there's a lot of rumors right now that they're trying to pull something else off. It does make sense, and Chris Grier is this type. He's going to want to recoup some of those picks. I know for a fact, I've already asked around, that Kansas City was like, no, give us 2 first-round picks. And we were like, no, we're actually holding the line. Like, you're not getting that. And, dude, you could do the numbers. And Chris Kaufman's tweet, when Kai comes back, he could put it up. He does, like, that draft value chart thing.
Yeah.
Dude, it works out exactly, almost right to the number. And it looks like the Dolphins basically told Kansas City, no, you saw that Davante Adams deal? That's the deal we're doing.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the deal we're doing. And they actually did the exact same deal. And people, but they gave a 4th and another 4th and another 6th. No, remember, Miami is giving up number 29. That's almost a second-round pick.
Literally.
And then 50. Okay? So they're not giving up premium picks. So, they give up essentially right at scale. So, yeah, no, I think that this is the type of move that Chris Grier said, okay, let's do it exactly like that. And then they worked out a way for Chris Grier, and this is key, to keep those 2 first-round picks next year. He still kept those.
Now
Okay.
I don't know if you made this public, but I think you said that Armstead knew about this.
He had to have, I think. I
Gotcha.
don't. That's just speculation on my part.
Because
But
my thing is like, if he's playing it out like that, like, do you think he took that maybe like a little bit of a pay cut because he kind of knew more or less what else was going on?
maybe they have to have that. They had to have told him. They
Because
had to have
now
told
I'm
him.
looking at it like they for sure were planning like all the cap and all the space that needed to go and how it needed to like allocate. They needed to have more or less an idea of like, hey, listen, we might need to, cut a little bit here with Armstead and because we're getting Tyreek instead. Because I'm still kind of just in shock with the Armstead deal more than anything. I just feel like that was so cheap compared to what a premium left tackle really goes for.
Yeah, like that deal is like one of the best deals in the NFL. It really is. And I don't know how they worked it, but they were pretty good at it. Maybe what the Dolphins did is that and it's evident, and a lot of people have said this, that Terron Armstead really focused himself like, you know what? I want to go to Miami. How do we get this done? And it seems like Miami kind of waited out the market, and teams kind of jumped the gun. And there was a couple of teams. Think about it. So I had a Bengals fan in my mention telling me, that we got, and this is
Alex
just
Kappa?
hilarious to me. Yeah, we got Alex Kappa, we got Ted Karras and Leo Collins,
Bro.
for what you paid Armstead. I'm like, well, first of all, you got to do it per year. You're paying more for your 3 guys. Second of all, don't mention Ted Karras. Okay, this. All right, but what's a better move? Ted Karras and Alex Kappa, those are average players. And
Alex
by the way,
Kappa's so average. I don't know why he was like the priority. Like free agency was like started, and then it's like minute later, like where he signed, and it's like,
yeah,
what was the rush for it? Like, who else did you
who
think
was
you needed
lining
to
up?
beat?
Like,
Yeah,
who was lining up to sign him? And Ted Karras, they're gonna play him at center. He had
God.
a good year last year at guard.
I left guard, right?
Yeah, for the Patriots. Okay, so. And then you got Leo Collins. Yeah, Leo Collins is an above-average right tackle. I agree. What's the better move? Those guys or Terron Armstead at this deal?
Armstead, like it's not even it's not a question to me at all.
Yeah, it's not. You could throw rocks. You could throw a rock right now. You could open your door, throw a rock, hit a guy in the street, and that guy could play like Ted Karras. Okay, like that's the average NFL guard that you could get in free agency can give you what Ted Karras gives you.
Which, to be fair to the Bengals, like it's an improvement on their end.
Oh, they upgraded.
It's just nothing to brag about in the sense of like Terron Armstead, who is legitimately a top 5, top 3 left tackle in the NFL, proven like year after year after year. He's another player, like he'll change your whole scheme because now that wide zone is just like even more deadly. Like legitimately like flashes of like Trent Williams. Like, yeah, like it's crazy to me.
Yeah, the best left tackles in football are Trent Williams, David Bakhtiari, and Terron Armstead. And any given year, either one of those 3 could be the number 1 guy. So yeah, Kai, if you could get Chris Kaufman's tweet of the draft value chart up, that's a cool tweet for people to see.
I will try my.
Because it kind of like explains away what the deal was with Kansas City. But yeah, it's just it's a fabulous move. It really is. It's just a fabulous move.
A++, just complete offseason by Grier. And we haven't even really talked about like the first couple guys that really got signed, like Cedric Wilson and Connor and Mostert and heck even Edmonds. Edmonds has been going crazy on social media. Like,
yeah,
I think he's a Dolphin for life, man.
I think Kyler even was just like, bro, you've been a Dolphin for like 10 days. Like, what's up with you?
Hey,
there it is.
Miami changes people. You want to go through it, Alf, and you want to talk about it?
Yeah, it says, and this is Chris Kaufman, my partner on 3 yards per carry. According to Draft Tech chart, the combo of picks Miami sent to Kansas City was worth 1,155 points, assuming no discount rate on future picks. Jets offered KC a package worth 1,223 points, so they offered a little bit more. The Raiders sent Green Bay picks worth 1,150 points for Devonta Adams. Look at our trade, 1,000 1,155. Look at the Raiders trade, 1,150. So it's obvious that Grier said and told Kansas City, we're doing that Devonta Adams deal. That's it. Stop asking for a second first-round pick. That's it. We're doing that Devonta Adams deal. Let's get there with the picks that we have. And they got there. It's a great deal. It really is.
And they kept both the first next year as well.
Which is, and I speculated on the pod tonight, that's the Tua insurance policy. And before anybody, and we could do this right now really briefly for like the next 2 minutes if you want, and then we'll get back to roster baiting.
Hating Juan again.
Who's hating on Juan?
The entire of OnlyFans. If you even bring up Tua and Juan has to speak on him, it's gonna be over.
Well, we talked about it on the pod tonight, and oh man, but Deshaun Watson is gone and this guy is gone. Yeah, you know who's coming, right? Lamar Jackson and Kyler Murray. That's your choice next year. Okay, if you have 2 first-round picks.
Whoa. Listen, Alf. I've just gone through a 48-hour period. Where I just got an All-Pro left tackle and All-Pro wide receiver. You're telling me next year, if all, knock on wood, because this, I don't want Tua to fail. If he fails next year, you're telling me the alternative could be either Lamar Jackson. I don't even want to say the other name. I'm sold on Lamar Jackson, like
or Kyler Murray. I would like Kyler Murray better because of
he
the
can
arm
throw the football
quotient. Yeah, he's a better passer, and he would fit this
facts.
system.
Tyreek ain't gonna be dealing with them screwballs. Like, nah.
Is that the one? I hope so.
Okay. And I said on the podcast, it's just important that Kyler Murray, makes himself as much of an asshole as possible in the offseason when it's time to give him a new contract. And as Chris Kaufman and Simon Clancy reminded me, that will not be a problem for Kyler Murray.
He is a little bit of an asshole.
So if you need him to cause a stink, he can cause a stink next year.
I'm gonna start working Twitter. Don't worry. We gonna work this out real quick.
So I gave Juan his new agenda.
Yeah,
he's already looking past. He's already looking past our Super Bowl berth this coming year.
No, because I know we're gonna make it there next year. I'm trying to win it. So we here.
So it's agenda Kyler Murray. Although Chris thinks that if Tua falls flat on his face, that it'll be like the secondary market, like the Matt Ryan types, like the Kirk Cousins types.
God, no. You can't just tempt me with a good time and then give me purgatory hell. Like, no.
But do you think that Kirk would be moved? Like it seems like they don't want to move him, considering that they gave him his extension.
If Kirk Cousins again this year, which means puts up a pile of points, and they're not in the playoffs doing something, they might just say, you know what, it's time to just blow this whole thing up and just start from scratch.
Fuck it, we could send them either Teddy, or if we need to Tua, but like at that point, whatever.
Yeah, but the main point is Tua's not going to fail.
No, it's. I mean, look, like all this shit I give him, right?
Juan
right now,
him is done.
He is like, if he gets a right tackle in the draft, like, there's everything's there, like legitimately, like we're talking about like scheme, head coach, backing of organization, elite wide receivers, a tight end, premium left tackle, like it is all there for just to be play point guard, bro. Like, just go out there, get these guys the ball, help them look great, and then ultimately that makes your stats look great, which ultimately shuts everybody up. And at that point, that's what everybody wants. Like, just shut up, just shut everybody up with your on-field play, and we'll, that's really it.
And what's key in all of this is that people are not stepping back from the team and looking at it. Do we like our defense? Do we like our defense from last year? Well, it's back.
Yeah.
Okay, what was the problem? Why didn't we win 12 games last year? I'm asking you, Juan.
Our backup quarterback.
And the offense wasn't very good, right?
Yeah, no, but backup quarterback is the offense
Yeah.
for sure.
Well, this year, look what you've done. You've added an elite left tackle, one of the best 5 players in the game,
Mm-hmm.
another really good young wide receiver in Cedric Wilson. You revamped the entire running back room. The guy that was RB1 last year, Myles Gaskin, is now RB4.
He's like in Antarctica. Like he's not
Yeah.
irrelevant.
Like nobody knows where he is. Nobody
Who?
knows if he's going to be on the team or not.
Who?
You know what I mean?
Is he still
Like,
signed?
yeah, like training camp's going to start. He's going to walk onto the field, and they're going to say,
They'll be like,
wait,
sir,
wait,
sir,
hold
sir,
on.
the fans,
Sir, you can't be
the fans.
you can't be here with the players.
And then he's gonna look around like,
yo, I'm on the team, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, Alf. One thing I'm gonna enjoy when we go to camp is for sure not seeing Tour de France running in the back end of the fields.
That's over with. That's over with. Will Fuller spent all of camp on a bicycle. That is gone. Now, you want to talk about a boss move? Bring back Will Fuller to have all the speed. Bring him back on a league minimum. You know what I mean?
Listen, if Grier swings that deal, I gotta say he's just full on like dick on the table. Like, bro, this
He's
is where I'm
trolling at that point.
Like you're either gonna love me or you're gonna hate me, but I'm going out swinging. And it's like, and look, and I'm gonna give him credit, bro. Like, he got his back to the wall. He got, whatever happened with Flores, he won that altercation, but like shit was not looking good for him. This year was kind of like do or die, like with between Tua and what he did in free agency and in the draft. I can't think of another move that I could possibly say like he needed to do this, because it's like he's killed it. He's killed it, man. Like he brought everybody back. Gesicki, Agba, Landon Roberts, like you need him. Literally everybody's back. He added, a coach that seems to, kind of like rejuvenate the guys because he's more hip, he's young, and he has new ideas, right? And they've completely just full on rebuilt the offense in an offseason. Like, I wouldn't even lie to you, Alf. Like, I had it in the drafts. I wanted to know what it felt like to revamp an O-line in one offseason. And I'm just gonna have to delete it because Chris Grier just, my God, went to work.
Yeah, you got to understand what else he accomplished here, right? He accomplished 2 things. First of all, he brought back a defense that we all kind of liked, right? Everybody agreed our defense carried our offense, right?
Yeah.
We won games last year because our offense was efficient and then our defense was dominant. That's how we won games, right?
Yeah, we just needed to score more than like 13 points.
Yeah. Sometimes, if once they got to 3 touchdowns, the game was a wrap, right? Now, think about what they've done. They've brought this offense on par with what they had on defense. This is a massive improvement. And not only is this team now, dare I say, a contender, like they're a contender for the division title. Like, this is a real team. Like, this team could win 10 games and be a Super Bowl contender. But it will be a different 10 games. It won't be scratching and clawing. You know what I mean? Like, if you look at what he's done, not only has he improved the team into contender status, but if he's actually still had in his back, he's still kept in his back pocket those 2 first-round picks next year. And then think about it. If they're in the hunt for a quarterback, you get to sell to a quarterback, a top 3 left tackle, a top 3 player, Jalen Waddle, Mike Gesicki, the running game, Connor Williams, the whole system.
Xavier Howard, Javon Holland, Jalen Phillips.
Think about what he's doing.
I'm trying not to sound like a homer, Alf. I'm really not, but like,
these are good players.
These are good players. Legitimately, they are good players. They are young, talented players that, holy fuck, Chris Grier really hit on, bro. Like, bro, 2021 draft is looking like an all-time banger. Like, legitimately, like this offseason, like, whatever may happen, training camp next season, like this offseason, like he has killed it. And it's like, I don't know what more else we can ask of Chris Grier at this point.
And you got to understand, man, this offense is going to make our defense a lot better.
Mm-hmm. It's going to keep them off the field.
Jalen Phillips is going to go from going up against Austin Jackson in camp to going up against Terron Armstead in camp. You don't think that's going to help Jalen Phillips? Our secondary has to now cover Tyreek Hill.
And Jalen Waddle.
And Jalen Waddle in camp. So Xavier Howard and Byron Jones are gonna get a workout in camp. All right. So, they get to see that every day in practice. When they go play the game on Sunday, like what's really gonna scare them? You know what I mean? I think that, by the way, Simon had a great line. Tom Brady's a free agent next year.
That son of a bitch, bro. I promise you, there will not be a single yacht meeting rejected if Tom Brady wants to come knock on the door.
Yeah, although he'll be 1,000 years old, but he's going to still be an MVP candidate.
I don't give a damn, because I know for a fact as soon as he retires, he's gonna start selling supplements, and he's gonna have all the players on that shit. Because that dude is on some other shit, bro. I cannot believe it. Like,
yeah, I think that this has been a transformative offseason. A couple of days ago, everybody's like, oh, the season's over. The arms race. Yeah, we got your arms race. Not only are we trying to win,
it was a nuclear arms race, and we got a fucking nuke, bro. We got a fucking nuke in Tyreek Hill, bro.
Yeah, like I said before we went on the air, PFF had like a little graph that they were showing the most improvement in the NFL, team for team, right? And number 1 was Denver. Number 2 was Cleveland because of the quarterback. Okay, because all they did was they put his PFF grades, Deshaun Watson's PFF grade, against Baker Mayfield's PFF grade. And come on, you know what I mean? And that's already a good roster. So they're saying, okay, Cleveland improved the most. The problem is that Deshaun Watson might be suspended the first 10 games.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you think about it, Kareem Hunt, I thought about this. Kareem Hunt got 8 games. Deshaun Watson's going to get like 10, right? So, let's face it. Cleveland's not a threat this coming year. They're going to be a spoiler at the end of the year, right?
He's only getting paid $1 million. I mean, it's like we should have known this.
Yeah, they know that it's coming, right?
Yeah.
So those are the top 2. And then, it was like a little sprinkling, but before they had signed Armstead, they had Miami like slightly improved, as in like they were going to be like an 8 and 9 team. Then they signed Terron Armstead and they put him all the way up to like woof. Like you see that they shot up to like number 7.
Mm-hmm.
So now they're a playoff team, but like they're a borderline playoff team, right? After the Tyreek Hill thing, that's a game changer. That's what Chris Coughlin was saying in the podcast, that he's a difference maker. After that, we ballooned up all the way to number 3.
That's insane, bro. He just tilts a field, bro. It's just a presence, Alf. I know because like it's just different, but like for like the average fan who's like, yeah, he's just fast. Like, no, like Tyreek Hill steps on that field and all 11 players automatically know where he is. Like without, before the play, before alignment, before down, before spot on the field, it's like Tyreek Hill. And now you got another guy who's a mini-me of him in all the good ways, in Jalen Waddle, and it's like you might have both of them on one side of the field. You could have them split. You could have both in the backfield. You can have one in the backfield, one like the amount of creativity that Mike McDaniel can come up with these two guys. Before you even throw on top of that Mike Gesicki, and you're talking about just full on, just like an arsenal of weapons now, bro. And
we're not giving we're not getting enough credit to Cedric Wilson.
Cedric Wilson, because look, let's be honest. I fully expect at some point, if everybody's healthy and the wide receiver room looks how it looks now in the season, Cedric Wilson and Lynn Bowden will 100% do a double, triple pass, some type of crazy shit where they score a touchdown, 100%.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Cedric Wilson's a really nice player who had good numbers last year. Yeah, all that's cute, although it's still not beating Buffalo. All that's cute until they play, and then Buffalo has to try to defend these guys. Okay,
I'm gonna tell you, because
shut the fuck up. I will laser you.
I'll talk about that, because I've been rewatching the season now just to kind of go over some players. We were so close on those Buffalo games this year, where I don't think like the final score is really indicative of like how those games really could have gone and how much differently those games feel now with a game changer like Tyreek Hill. Because now it's like one play is an 80-yard touchdown, like legitimately, like at any point of the game, he gets the ball and somebody misaligns, reads the wrong way, over pursuits, like house call. Like house call, 2 fingers up, deuces, gone. And that's so differently than what Tua is accustomed over here. Because I love Devontae Parker. Devontae Parker is not taking a 15-yard slant, to the house.
Yeah, no, that's not happening. And think about all the routes that they can run underneath Tyreek Hill. Because he's gonna hold the safety. He's gonna hold the safety against anybody.
And I don't know if you watched Kansas City a lot last year, but the last 2 years I've had him in fantasy, so I watched him like religiously. Like last year was like the weirdest year for me in fantasy for him, because it was almost like him and Waddle almost played the exact same role, where they were just high volume targets, where they would just get elite 7-8 yard gains, where you're just like, how the fuck did he get that? And he'll get like a 7-yard touchdown, a 12-yard touchdown, a 3-yard touchdown, but it wasn't anything like explosive. I know he had like a 75-yarder at the beginning of the year, but after that, the longest gain I think was like 44 yards. So it's like we've seen him be able to also play those like flexible roles that Waddle kind of has been able to, where it's like they could either play the speedster, and they could play the slot, or they could play the high volume target. Like legitimately, we got 2 elite guys where Mike McDaniel is going to have a blast.
Yeah, no, and the space that they're going to create.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that. Think about the space that they could create in 12 personnel. And they brought on Alec Engel. Trust me, they're going to play some 21 personnel, because you line up in 21 personnel, which would mean in 21 personnel, they won't play Gesicki.
Yeah.
But they sure as hell will have Waddle and Hill out there in 21 personnel. And if teams try to get cute and drop people into coverage, can you imagine us running the inside zone with 21 personnel behind Terron Armstead?
Them and Diamond Nickel trying to run cover 2 with Alec Engel running into it, like, bro, like
think about what Terron Armstead and Alec Engel are going to be doing the nickel cornerbacks.
They're gonna eat that boy's cookies, bro.
It's gonna be
Paint City, like literally IHOP around the whole fucking field. Like it's insane how like these 2 guys could legitimately like turn our season like around, like no one's ever seen.
And when you put them both on one side, you force the defense to declare. Think about that. And you can run routes with either one underneath the other. No, this hasn't been seen in a long, long time. And Dolphin fans that are a little older, and I posed this question on the podcast, and we kind of came up to a conclusion. You're gonna have to listen to the podcast to see our answer. But Mark Clayton, Mark Duper, or Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, just talent alone, what's better? Think about that. Think about what the Dolphins had with Dan Marino, with the Marks brothers. They had speed upon speed that couldn't be covered, and a quarterback delivering it. Sometimes Dan didn't really have to do so much because guys was just so wide open. This is a massive move.
And with all due respect, I've never seen them play live, so I can't really speak on it. But I feel like Tyreek Hill is like in his own class of speed. Like, yeah. Like, am I wrong in saying that?
Yeah, I agree. Tyreek Hill is, like his name is the cheetah, man.
But like we laugh about it, but like it's legitimately different, because like I think people are gonna realize it later on this year, where like he's moving at like 2-3 gears slower than everybody's like highest gear. And for him, it's just like, oh, there's daylight, gotta kick it on, and it's like gone. Yeah. And it's that simple for him. And man, like Tua's little 5-7 yarders that we kind of made fun of before are all of a sudden going to turn into 12, 15, 20, 30, 50, 70 yarders. And it's like, damn, look at Tua at the end of the year with 3,800 yards, 33 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions. And it's like, how did he get that? And it's like, well, it ain't Tyreek Hill over there not doing it.
Yeah, no, and we've talked about it for 2 years, how Tua's touchdown passes, they all come into the end zone. They're all passes into the end zone, or he's doing most of the work because he gets no yak. Now it's the reverse. There will be at least 2 or 3 times this coming year where Tua throws a dumb little dump off Just like the one, like Joe Burrow made a pass, which wasn't even a good pass. Against who was it? Who was it? It was the last week of the season, right? Against the Steelers, I think it was.
Yeah.
Where he threw that little pass. It was right behind. It was behind Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
And Jamar Chase caught it, ran over one guy, juked two guys, and went 85 yards with it. And at the end of the game, Joe Burrow had 400 and something yards passing, and like 300 of it was Jamar Chase running around the field.
Oh no! You're talking about the Kansas City game. That game
it was the Kansas City game.
That game was ridiculous. That game was ridiculous. But that's what we can expect that, but like at a gear faster with Tyreek Hill. I'm not trying to undercut like Jamar Chase because everybody should know my love for Jamar Chase, but Tyreek Hill is at a different level of speed, bro. Like that Buffalo game really is like the perfect example where it's like he just takes a little square in, a little slant, whatever it may be, and he kind of just runs around you and he looks at you and it's just like, oh, bye. Touchdown, house call, good night. And it's like, what do? You can't. There's nothing to do. You're literally just watching a grown man and you're running full speed, just like a kid, just run right past you.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely awesome. It really is. It's absolutely awesome, and we're gonna be the benefit of that. Tua's gonna throw a little dunk pass, that's gonna go for like 6 or 7 yards, and Tyreek Hill is gonna make one guy miss, and all of a sudden, holy shit, that's 80 yards. And at the end of the game, Tua's gonna go Jacoby Brissett. Poor Jacoby Brissett. He might start this year 10 games for the Browns.
We might see him. He might be he might be coming here to play.
He might start against us. It's gonna be the Jacoby Brissett revenge game here. Yeah. But yeah, man, it's gonna be awesome, man. There's gonna be a moment. There's gonna be a moment where you're gonna look at it and you're like, wow, Tua threw for 385 yards today and 4 touchdowns. And he would have had like 30 air yards.
Listen, I'm loving the schedule because this is the ultimate, like, we got everything we needed. We're squatted up. It's either do or die because the schedule we got Rodgers, we got Herbert, we got Burrow, maybe DW, maybe Jacoby. Like I feel like there's like a lot of storylines this year with a lot of teams where Tua could really put a lot of shit to rest, bro. Like he could really just go out there, ball, swing his nuts, and be like, and just look around and be like, what now? And it's like, it's time, bro. It's time to do it, man.
Yeah, no, I'll tell you this. I can't wait to get the first Tua haters to say Tua's always, putting up these numbers because he always has these wide receivers around him. I'm like, yeah, I'll take that.
I laugh at it, but I know that's going to be the first one. It's not really Tua. It's the wide receivers that are making.
Yeah, it's Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, and I'll be like, okay, that's good.
All right, I'll take it. I'll take that 100%. Like,
yeah, if that's what we're gonna get. Oh, and by the way, another thing. Look, we're missing. We're burying the lead. So we have so much to talk about. Literally. We're burying the lead so much. Somebody just flashed right there. There was a comment. I want to get the guy's name because I'm going to put it up. I can't put up the Hugo Mora. He says, we're getting Sunday night game this year, right? Yes, we are. That's happening now. We haven't had one in how long? How long has it been? Since 2017? It's been like 5 years.
The Jakeem Grant one? Is that one?
It was the one against with Jake Cutler against the Raiders. That was the last time we were on Sunday night football.
It wasn't versus the Patriots where Jakeem caught that touchdown in the...
That was Monday Night Football.
That was Monday Night Football.
Yeah, I don't remember the last time we got a Sunday night game. I think it was that game against the Raiders.
That's nasty.
Okay, that's 5 years ago. Guess what? We're on Sunday night now, man.
Yeah, we're I was gonna say Zach is on point. Like one of those Burrow Herbert games will 100,000. It might even be both.
It might be both, although I doubt that they'll do both because
not both Sunday nights, but I could definitely see one of those being opponents? Like a 4 o'clock game or like maybe Monday night.
No, I could almost guarantee, like if I'm a TV guy, I want Burrow versus Tua the rematch.
From college.
That's the hot game.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the hot game. I think that's the hot game. Now we don't play the Rams this year, right? We don't, right?
No.
Okay, so we can't open up the season, but like, could we be opening night Sunday night against the Bengals in
Listen, I'm
Cincinnati?
not. Maybe I'm biting off more than I could chew, but whatever, bro. It's an exciting time. Give me fucking Buffalo week 1, Alf. Give me fucking Buffalo week 1, bro. I'm ready. Like I'm to the point where it's like, you know what? Like let's just swing it. Let's just swing it like we got it, bro. And it's like, fuck it, bro. We were really close, man. Honestly, we really were close. The last one, especially with the Tua, and Tyreek, man. Tyreek is that type of player where he'll change that whole game around with 2-3 catches easily.
Carlos Arteaga saying Thanksgiving versus Detroit. Like, come on, man.
Good God, please no.
Thanksgiving. Do we play Dallas this year?
I don't think
No,
so.
we're against the NFC North. So maybe Thanksgiving at night. Maybe, who knows? We haven't played a Thanksgiving game at home in 1,000 years. So maybe that happens for us this year. But it's hilarious the moves that we're making, and think about what we've done to our division. Okay, we've won 4 out of the last 5 against the Patriots. The Jets are the Jets. Okay, Patriots lost 3 offensive linemen and their best player this year. They've done nothing. Their big move so far is Malcolm Butler. Like,
I think
their
Trent
counter
Brown.
to Tyreek Hill was Malcolm Butler.
Yeah, that's not and that's after losing JC.
And that's after losing J.C. Jackson.
Yeah.
So New England looks like they're in trouble. We could have one of those
okay, maybe
next year.
Maybe I'm being disrespectful, but like I don't give a fuck about the AFC East if it's not the Buffalo Bills. Like that to me is like it's that like I know we have like this thing against the Patriots because how many years they kind of had relevancy, but it's to me it's like it's on Josh Allen's time now. Like it's like literally the guy to beat, the cream of the crop is Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, and that's to me who I want to have us be compared to. It's like I don't want a wild card. I don't want to have to deal with all that shit and all the fucking other quarterbacks in the AFC West and fucking all the other places, right? I just want to have one chance to just say, you know what, this Buffalo team, we saw, little cracks here and there last year with the Pittsburgh game and I think the Jacksonville game, and maybe they're not as good as we thought they were. Now that we got, some real legitimately all pro players, man. Like these guys legitimately change a game, and I don't know. I think we got a shot against the Bills.
And this is also in the comments. Rich V writes, "Bills losing Dable is huge. Like
True
that matters too.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're getting a lot of things going our way. Now it's just a matter of doing it right."
Mm-hmm.
And Carlos Ortega writes, 5-1 in the division this year is objective. Like, yeah, that's absolutely the truth. Like they went 4-0 against the Patriots and the Jets last year, and they lost to the Bills twice. They split against the Bills. That's 5-1. That's 5 wins inside your division before you leave your division.
Nope.
That gets you. That basically, like, I'm pretty sure if you could look up the numbers in the history of the NFL, I don't think it's ever happened. A team that's gone 5-1 in the division and not made the playoffs. I don't think that's possible.
I don't think so either.
So, and like I said, they could win 10 games, and then there's going to be some idiot on Twitter that's going to say, they did all this shit just to win one more game. Yeah, but it'll be a dangerous 10 games.
Yeah, they won't realize the significance of like going into a game against the Packers and saying we got a fucking chance. Yeah, like you're going into a game against the Bengals and you're like, I'm not scared of their offense. Like they need to be scared of our offense. Like like shit's just different now. Like it's like it's night and day because now it's like it's not no more just take care of Waddle and kind of fuck up with Gesicki. It's like nah, bro. Like they got Tyreek. It's like where is he on every play? And it's like wait before anything else happens after you find out where Tyreek is. It's like where's Waddle and what are they doing? Are they together? Are they bunched? Are they trips? Are they out like backfield? Like there is just so many things that we could do with them, and good God, man, I'm so excited.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited as well. Juan, if you know the schedule for the extra yard, you could share it with the people now. I don't know where Kai is. I think Kai's in the background.
Yeah, Kai's producing.
I don't even know if you can hear me. All of a sudden, Xfinity decided to like itself. Now it's back, and then my camera isn't working. it's just
a
been a
rough night
great
for
night.
Kai. You know, honestly, Kai, if we're just being real, we've had such a like dopamine high all day that we'll deal with this, bro. You know,
I guess so. It's just fantastic. I speeds of 300, and I was getting 10. Now it's back to 50, and now my camera is.
Well, I think we could call it right here. I guess we'll close out with a very brief little segment, I guess, where we'll I guess let's call this quizzing Juan on the state of the AFC. Juan, rank me the AFC West next year, because I have a suspicion of who's last.
Okay, so you want me to start from top to bottom?
Who wins the division? Who's second? Who's third? Who's last in the AFC West? Because I have an idea.
I think Denver wins the division.
Okay, they have a very nice roster. They're getting Russ. Russ has weapons. They have a good running
Weapons
game.
out
I like
the
that team.
ass, bro. Tim Patrick, Cortland Sutton, like they got a
Jerry
squad.
Judy.
Jerry Judy. Holy fuck, I almost forgot him. Like they got a squad.
Oh, and I love their running back, Javonte Williams.
Yup, Javonte Williams. So I think Denver wins the division. I think Kansas City obviously second.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not. I think that San Diego. I mean, not San Diego. Los Angeles is gonna come in at third. I think it's just gonna be it's gonna be like an ugly third. Like it's like a 10-7, and it's like fuck, like what do we do? Like, and I think the Raiders are last to me.
Really, the Raiders added a lot in this offseason. Chandler
They
Jones
did. I don't.
Re-sign Max Crosby.
I'm not
got Devonta Adams.
I'm not a fan of Josh Daniels. I think he has a mess. I'm not a fan of him. Maybe he learned his lesson, but I think Alf. I'll respectfully tell you, I think I'm good off of any Patriots staff member, anything around the area. So I think for the time being, I will just say I don't trust Josh McDaniels to do it right, and I'm gonna have them go last.
So you have the Raiders missing the playoffs then, and you have 3 teams from the AFC West, right? So you have the division winner, and you have 2 wild cards, right?
Yeah.
Okay, which means that there's 1 wild card left.
There's 2 wild cards.
Well, if you have 2 from the AFC West, there's 1 wild card that can make it.
No, there's 4 wild cards now.
No, there's 3 wild cards and 4 division champions. AFC
right.
East,
you're
South,
right.
North, West. Okay, which means that in the South, it's the Colts or Tennessee. That's it, right? Like that's the list. Because Houston and Jacksonville is completely hopeless.
No, gone. Yeah.
So it's Tennessee or the Colts.
I think Tennessee takes a step back, but I feel like I said that for 3 years straight. So
okay, and I'm pretty sure that it's just those 2 teams, right? So one of them is getting in, and one of them is not getting in because it's division.
Yeah.
As far as wild card, I don't think there's a threat there because I think whoever loses that division is in trouble because that division tends to beat up on itself. It's going to be key if you want to make the playoffs in the AFC East. I mean, the AFC, you got to beat up your division.
Yeah, have to.
And for whatever reason, the Colts managed to lose games to the Texans and the
They always
Jags
do that. They always lose the ugly games.
Yeah, so that's not good. So we're moving to the AFC North.
AFC North is the wild card.
Like that one, in my opinion, I think the Bengals already win the division. Like they already put on the hats. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't. And then it's the Ravens, right? The Ravens are the ones that are going to have to bring up the rear because the rest of the division, you're talking about Deshaun Watson is going to play after Thanksgiving.
No, wait. Time out. The Steelers are 100% like bottom of the pack.
Yeah, they're last.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
They're dead last.
All right.
Cleveland is a spoiler in December if they have Deshaun Watson.
Cleveland is such a weird situation because I could see 4 games, I could see 10 games, I could see a year. It's just so many variables with that one. Let's just say third. I'll say second would be Lamar. But is that a good second? Like, is that like a 9-8 second? Like I don't know. I think that to me is like our chance right there. If the Ravens are like ass and Cleveland has DW
and they had the
for
worst, and they had the worst moment in the offseason, which is they made, and there's nothing worse. There should be nothing worse than that. They had the huge signing of Zadarius Smith,
And then they lost him
and then he said, "Oh no, I'm leaving
for more money.
where do you go? Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is awful, right? Because when I saw that, I was like, "Whoa!" Like the Ravens just got themselves a nice player.
That it.
And then,
Yeah.
and then he's like, "No, I'm leaving. I'm not here no more." So, and then that leaves the AFC East, and the AFC East looks like it's a 2-horse race. It's the Bills and the Dolphins,
It
and
does
nobody
not
else.
look like it is 100% a 2-horse race. I'm sorry. Like maybe I'll give you like the Patriots just because they did make the playoffs, but like if I was a betting man, and I am, I'm betting on the Patriots being that turnover team that year over year doesn't make the playoffs from the year before.
Yeah, like they went all in last year. They spent $200 million in free agency, and what do they really have to show for it? All they have to show for it is Matthew Judon, and that's it. Like that's all they have. They got a nice defensive player out of that big giant run last year,
and they lost J.C. Jackson the next year. So,
so what's what's the plus? You know what I mean? So I think this Tyreek Hill thing is just seismic. I think it's a massive move. The Dolphins are now reporting that they're probably going to sell out their season tickets. Like people have gone crazy buying tickets today. That's a guy that puts asses in seats.
Jersey sales going up.
Yeah,
everything.
We're gonna have, and I know some people have asked, hey, are you guys gonna cancel your draft party in Las Vegas? No, not now. It's gonna be a roster baiting party. We're gonna go to Las Vegas for the draft, and we're just gonna stare at our roster while we wait for 102.
I'm okay watching Tyreek Hill highlights all day.
Yeah, we'll be watching Tyreek. We'll be breaking down Tyreek Hill for like 4 days in Vegas. All right, so well, Kai can't, so I'll leave it up to you, Juan. Promote the extra yard. When are you going to be on next week? What's your schedule going forward? What's your schedule for draft season and your schedule for draft week, which is the last week in April?
Yeah, we're working on getting a schedule with Kai set up. Right now, we're basically doing it once a week, Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Sometimes we'll do Thursdays, but it's strictly just Wednesdays for the time being. We're going to try to ramp
up Wednesdays, but we've been doing Thursdays. This is just a special. You don't even know how to promote our own show.
That's why they pay you the big bucks, Kai. Come on, bro. Don't embarrass me.
For full purposes, not getting paid. Okay?
That is very true. Kai is not getting paid. Let's make that very clear.
I am though. I need you on OnlyFans. Give me your $3 now.
And yeah, we'll be coming on here more as the season gets closer. I know for sure me and Kai are going to be out there at training camp, so we're for sure going to be lit over there. And now, moving forward, I think you're definitely going to see our beautiful faces more and more often now, because now we got a lot to talk about.
Absolutely. All right, hit the video, Kai.
I'm getting this rough. Yeah, I feel like Jacoby, motherfucker.